Well, hello there. Welcome to our company. So nice to have this interview with you today. Gross. So you were looking for a job at the front desk, right? Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Well, we were thinking for your first role, we'll pay you an exposure. You know, people come into the office, they see you at the front desk, you get paid an exposure. Was that you wanna get paid actual money? Oh, come on, you wanna get paid actual money? Please, at this company, we are a family, right? And you don't pay your family. That would be weird, right? What are you? Do you pay your family? What a knee slapper. No, you're not getting paid. Well, good evening, laddies, lasses and lassos, welcome to the click. Do you enjoy a professional team synergized video full of corporate buzzwords and also really satisfying freak you I quit stories? Well, this is the place for you. Full disclaimer, when we make a video like this, of course, it's very one-sided. As someone who has run companies and is a CEO myself, over my company that literally has one employee, that is me. There are, bad people on both sides. There are crappy workers and there are definitely crappy bosses out there. So this kind of content obviously focuses on one side of it. So don't get discouraged about, I don't know, stuff. But yeah, just a small disclaimer, I suppose. Enjoy. Mwah. Alright, let's see what professional memes we have here today. All employees must stop crying before returning to work. In this positive, fast-paced environment, I wonder what happened to make them set this sign up. Like, it's just so that half the team comes back from lunch like, oh God, and there's Nana. Yeah. That's amazing. Did you know that pizza motivates employees more than cash bonuses? Wow, why money isn't all that great of a motivator and why pizza is. Man, I can just see YouTube doing this. Oh, your video got demonetized. What a shame. But if you give us your address and dox yourself, we'll send you some pizza. Must be able to work in a fast-paced environment. The environment. Oh, yes, indeed. Isn't that just soul-crushing? I'm not quite sold on this idea. You forgot that the environment is innovative. You forgot that you work with your family. And you forgot all the things. I don't have kids and probably never will. I support universal childcare and paid maternal leave. I am never going back to college. I support free college. I don't make minimum wage. I support increasing it above the cost of living. This is called wanting a better life for people. I have seen this in so many different contexts where it's like, something sucked for me, so it has to suck for everyone else. I've even seen this argument where people are like, oh my God, we should bring back child labor. Things were so much better when kids were in the coal mines at 9 years old. Kids these days are so spoiled with their TikToks and video games. What about the coal mines? Was gonna apply to be a barista at my local cafe until I saw this. We require 3 unpaid trial days to see if you are a good fit. Is this something you're okay with? Definitely not. Never agree to something like this. This is garbage. And I also bet that this company is doing this kind of like a little bit shady. You know, the more people they have running through this trial thing, they basically have a few weeks of just free labor. Like, sorry, you're not a good fit. Next person in to do 3 days for free. Just very convenient, isn't it? Which of the following items might help an HR professional drive employee retention and success? Let's see now what the options are. A ping pong table, additional responsibilities, or a raise in pay? Let's try a raise in pay. Incorrect! Often when an employee leaves, it's not about the money. A good exit interview can help determine the real causes of employee discontent. You see, Steve didn't quit because we didn't give him a raise that matched inflation over 3 years. No. He missed a ping pong table. That was his driving concern when it came to his professional life. Who wrote this? Are they so deep in denial, or are they just desperately trying to cater to like management's weird pay cuts? I can't tell which one, but it's really funny. Like, who believes this? Like, don't get me wrong, having a ping pong table can definitely be fun. You know, it can create some quirky kind of dynamics and competitions at the office, but it's not a replacement for salary. Come on now.
We are so close. I mean, close. Problem is, no one wants a job. Got someone interested in working part-time or full-time? Send them our way. Sitting in your mom's or dad's basement playing video games? Get off your butt and get a job. Mom and dad signed up for 18 years, not 33 plus. Let's put a big boy and girl underwear on and get a job.
So, your business is failing, and you're blaming that on random people playing video games? That's your excuse? Man, I've heard about projecting, but this makes a projector look like it's not projecting properly. Oh dear. The unlikely cure for burnout? Oh my god, I kind of want this. You know, burnout is a real issue and stuff like that. I feel articles like this are very rewarding for you know, the discourse and getting people aware of the symptoms of burnout and preventing it and living their best life possible. Let's get into it. The unlikely cure for burnout: a second job. What? Overemployment sounds like more of the same old grind, but its underlying philosophy is critical of work. What are you... Are you serious? You know the unlikely cure for a serious sunburn? Spend more time outside in the sun. I know it's cliche to say so, but this hospital charging parents $39.95 to hold their newborn baby is a really tight microism of capitalism. Wait, skin-to-skin aftercare? $39? Oh my god! You charge $40 for be like, it's a boy. Here. Wah! Oh, great. Here we go. That's $40? Really? Really makes no frickin' sense how taking pictures of yourself without clothes on is selling your body. But destroying your back permanently at a warehouse in service of investors and shareholders while you get paid minimum wage isn't. Oh yes, we are all selling our body, just better be comfortable with it. Yes, indeed. Only fast... Okay. Chill out, click. Jesus, it's supposed to be a professional video, okay? Professional, no skin. Female executive assistant for CEO. For CEO and Lahore office. We are looking for a pretty young female colleague to work with CEO as his assistant. The ideal candidate should be bold, open-minded, friendly, and intimate, having no reservation in personal, physical relation. Attractive salary, new car, incentive, bonus, foreign trips. I am surprised they didn't add, like, you know, a dress code to this, like wear a short skirt or something like that, or really revealing clothes. This just reads incredibly creepy. They're literally having an ad for like one of those, you know, 1950s bend over assistants. That absolutely blows my mind that you would post this publicly. Oh god.
Son, you are now 18. Now would you rather inhale toxic fumes or stare at Excel for 8 hours a day? Yay, you know? Hell is real, and we're already in it.
I am at 190 hours in 3 weeks while taking the last 4 days off for the holidays. Run a power plant as a supervisor. 2 words for some reason. He's a supervisor. Haha. And laugh at people who work part-time, aka 40 hours a week and are tired. 40 hours a week is part-time, alright. Sounds like you're way overworked and underpaid. Instead of being upset about being exploited, you're acting like you're somehow better than everyone else for willingly giving up your life at a company that doesn't care who you are. That is 190. Why would you do this? I hope at least you're getting really good compensation. But like, working a lot of hours just because isn't necessarily something to be proud of. I mean, being ambitious and having a drive and a genuine passion for something is good traits. You know, even if it doesn't have to do with work, it can be hobbies or family life or taking care of yourself or fitness or your household or whatever it might be. But just like pouring in hours for someone else, not even getting anything back, and just kind of, I don't know, weird stuff and shaming others for it. I'm not sure if I agree. Mankind wasn't meant to work in December. We were meant to hide from wolves, drink, and pray our autumn harvest will last us through the dark months. I miss the olden days. That was so much better. I could just crawl up in a cave and just hope I wouldn't freeze to death. It's better than Excel, fam. It's better than Excel. Would you rather, 1, get paid your current salary but do your dream job at your dream company? Number 2, get paid 2 times your current salary to continue working your current job. And 83% chose to just get paid twice the money. I think that's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously it's a Twitter poll. It's not like the vast statistical analysis, perhaps, but I still think it shows a pretty decent trend, and this is what I've seen among most people. This was actually part of the reason I did the jump and became a YouTuber. Because I had some discontents that made me believe that maybe I won't stay at this company forever, but it was nothing like, none of that was an emergency that would make me quit on the spot. But then as I started being more interested in doing YouTube and be like, maybe I should give this a shot, this quirky career of reading memes. And at the same time, the company was like, no, we're gonna give you a salary increase of like 2%, which didn't even cover inflation. And I'm like, bye. That made my choice so easy. I literally quit the next day. Yeah, so I definitely see why option 2 is so highly voted. That That is wild. Been practically killing myself at work since January the 3rd when they laid off the one person there to help me. This week I was told I'd be getting something that I would love and would definitely make me happy. That's something.
Yeah, it's a slice of pepperoni pizza. Ooh, yeah, indeed.
Why do companies do this? I mean, why do you even hype it up? You can just give your employees a pizza without making a big fuss about it, because it isn't a big fuss. Why like hype it up for a week and be like, you've worked really hard, we're gonna make it worth your while, pizza. It's like, no, you can just give them a pizza spontaneously. You know, a pizza is the level of gesture where it works as a spontaneous thing, but you can't really hype it up. No.
Why do billionaires care if they lose all their money? They'll just make it back with their superhuman work ethic, right? Right? Right?
My manager asked me to pay $30 for a birthday lunch for the millionaire owner of my company. What? I have never heard of this before. Why don't you just make it a company expense? It's even cheaper because you would use your gross revenue to pay for something instead of someone's salary. That is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. This is big business etiquette? No. How do the managers not know this? Gifts never go up. If there isn't a party in the company budget, there isn't a party. Yeah, exactly. That is so why would you make employees pay for this? It's like it's wrong on so many levels. My son lives paycheck to paycheck. Maybe he should get an education. He is a teacher. Yes, indeed, he's a teacher, and then I suppose a second job as well. I wish teaching had like more rewards and prestige to it, to be honest. I felt so bad back in the day when I was still in school, and I was kind of interested in getting into teaching myself. And the main reason I didn't do it was because the lack of career paths. I found teaching genuinely enjoyable. I used to do it as a side hustle when I was in university. Super rewarding to like help people out with education things, see people grow. It was amazing, but the career paths were just too bad, so I ended up not picking it. And it's such a shame. It's such a shame. I wish it was different. Question 10. Can you work 50 to 100 hours a week? No? What the frick is this shite? Okay, let's break this down, how much this actually is. 50 hours a week is already a bit more than full time, right? Now you're working 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, which with, a lunch break included, some commute time and stuff, it wouldn't surprise me if you spend 11 to 12 hours every single day, 5 days a week, on just your work alone or commuting to it. That's a lot. 100 hours. If you only work 5 hours a week, now we're talking literal 16-hour shifts every single day. Yeah, you don't even have enough time to sleep, if that's the case. Unless you work weekends, of course, then you have enough time to sleep, but not enough time to do literally anything else. 1 million, 100 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion in double-stacked pallets. That is such a huge difference. I don't think people think about that all the time. When you just hear big numbers, it's like, oh, it's big number, it's big stuff. But it is such a huge difference.
The retirement age needs to be lowered to 25. I've had enough.
Can we just invent robots? I would have imagined we could retire by 50 by now. If you would have asked me, what would the retirement age for your generation be back when I was I don't know, early teenager, I would probably have said something like 50, because, automation is coming, automation, high-tech is, going exponentially evolving. It's only gonna be a matter of time until we have robots doing all the crappy works and everyone can just vibe or do jobs because it's fun or creative. But no, here we are and it's somehow getting worse. Normalize a job being just a job, not a passion or lifestyle or dream career. I like my job, I enjoy my team, I have a good boss, but at the end of the day, I'm there to make money. I think that's a good attitude. I think for me that changed when I started doing what I do now, but it's also very different because I own everything I do myself, and it's like a hobby that I turned into a job, which also has its downsides, kind of. It's very volatile, there's a lot of risk in it, and one thing I realized that I did not consider before I made a leap to be a full-time creator was that when I, for example, go to a convention or something like that, I used to be able to go and just relax, just have fun. I could just mess around, do things, go see what I liked. Nowadays, I usually get recognized sometimes, which means that you're always kind of on. So your job oddly extends past, just this. If I go to a convention, that's also technically a job because I have to be representable. And it's not like I don't like it. I really enjoy being recognized, meeting fans. It feels real. It's super cool. And every single experience I've had so far has been with amazing people. It's so freaking cool. On the other hand, you know, there's another side of the coin that's kind of like you always have to kind of be on. You can't relax in certain contexts that I used to be able to. I think the lesson is that every job has its pros and cons, and it's about finding what works best for you, what is worth it for you, and what do you want for your own life. Only putting in more hours is not necessarily always the choice. And balancing it with other things in life is usually very healthy. Hi, Sophie. Thank you for your application to Team KFC. We're clocking delighted you're keen to join our flock. However, at this moment, your skills aren't the secret recipe the Colonel is looking for. But we would love to hear from you again. We have some more experience under your wing. So please give us a cluck if you would like to apply in the future. Best wishes, Team KFC. Oh, yes, indeed. Nothing like turning down someone's application with a quirky email. really brightens the mood. Indeed.com. Requirements. Great proficiency in English, blah blah blah. English as first language, American accent. We are looking for a local, a person whose grandparents were born in the US. Doesn't this fall under like discrimination laws? Because it's not relevant for a skill set. It's just like being weirdly specific about family trees. I wouldn't be able to apply for this job. I'm not even a native English speaker. Don't look up. I love this movie. Well, I hate it. But this movie, if you haven't watched it, you really should watch it. It's like a meteor comes for Earth and nobody really believes it or takes it seriously. And this movie just gives me the kind of vibe that if the world was 10% more nuts than it is today, this would totally happen. It's like, oh dear.
The economy is going great. We've created 5 million jobs this year.
I have 3 of them and I still can't pay my rent. Woo! But it's 5 million jobs, so heck yeah. Booyah. In 1899, thousands of newsboys formed a union and took on media moguls to demand better wages. Most of them ranged in the age from 7 to 12 years old. That is pretty badass. I mean, obviously history is wild with that kind of thing, but damn. Imagine making $174K a year, showing up less than half the time, refusing to work, and actively sabotaging company projects, spending all day on Twitter and TV fighting with coworkers and bashing your employer, yet still keeping your job. That's pretty much the US Senate. Do you get paid a lot of money for just basically being a Twitter troll? That is amazing. Oh, I love that. No wonder people get into politics. God damn. Hey, comrades. Over this holiday period, remember that there's no point in trying to fix your racist uncle who doesn't believe in vaccines or climate change. Sit at the kids' table and radicalize them instead. It's way more effective and lots more fun. I will turn your own kids against you, anti-vax uncle! Sorry, I'm getting a little bit carried away, but this is really fun. The kids' table is like the dream. I still miss the kids' table, honestly. It's so much more fun. You sit there and you talk about like video games and Pokemon. And you know the adult table? Tell me if you were the same thing when you were young. The adult table always goes like this in laughter. It's so weird. It's like, first they're like mumbling, like, and then someone cracks like a typical adult joke, like, ha ha ha, the repair workshop for cars, right? And then the whole table is like, and then silent again. And then, it's weird. You could like draw a mathematical graph about this. It is so wild.
My fetish is rich people not getting what they want.
Advice for landlords who are worried what today's rent freeze announcement means from their portfolios. A thread. Get a real job! That is amazing. I also love how like the first post in the thread has more likes than the original tweet. So there are so many that clicked on this expecting something else and just like, haha. Oh yeah, complete 180. The verbal abuse 14 to 18-year-olds face while working in food service should be talked about more. Grown butt people yelling at children, calling them stupid, bitches, etc. over fries and a burger is extremely odd. I keep saying this. You know how there are hazard pays in certain employments that are dangerous or you can get injured, that kind of stuff? There should be a Karen pay, which is basically just a hazard pay, but for you having to deal with rude customers all the time. You know, the higher density of Karens, the more hazard pay you get. Why isn't this a thing? It should be a thing. Tell employees we can't afford to pay more. Brag about record profits. Every company! Woo! Yeah, isn't that wild? I kept seeing that all throughout COVID, and every time you ordered a service or something, the excuse was always, COVID, sorry. I even had this happen when I worked with a sponsorship during COVID. They were like, nah, sorry, we can't send you the products. Luckily, I was doing a co-op sponsor with one of my buddies, so like, he could test the products and stuff, and they were like, yeah, as soon as it's better, we'll send you the products. Did they ever do it? Nope. God, freaking so sucky. And they use COVID as an excuse. Sorry, we literally can't ship you the products you're supposed to, trust in for your endorsement because of COVID. They run a digital store. Come on now. It's a website. Jesus Christ, it's not even a storefront. Boss calls for a meeting with me. He tells me that over the past 2 weeks, I've spent my unpaid breaks staring at my phone rather than interacting with him and my colleagues. And he likes to use those breaks to explain what we have to do throughout the day. And sometimes he has to explain it twice because I didn't hear it. So is it a break? Or is it a scheduling meeting? I think you have to make up your mind about what it is. He says he knows the breaks are unpaid and are our own time, but he would like me to put down my phone. I asked if there's anything wrong with my performance, and he says no. But if I don't like interacting with my colleagues, then perhaps it's just not the right place for me to be. A week later, he says he has decided to let me go because I don't seem happy there. I tell him I'll just pack my things and leave. He says I can't do that because I have a 14-day resignation period, so I have to stay there for another 2 weeks. I explained that I only have to stay if I want to get paid for those 14 days, and since he has decided to fire me, I won't stay here. He tries to force me to stay, but I refuse and drive home. I contact my union and ask them to look through my contract, all my paychecks, and work calendars. They found out my boss has been underpaying me and owes me close to $10,000. They also gave him a $2,000 fine. My union forces him to pay me, and a few days later he calls me and says he is extremely disappointed that I decided to end our 3-year friendship like this. that he decided to end the friendship? Wait a second, you literally fired a good employee because they didn't smile enough? Okay, sure. I gave my 2-week notice, and my boss goes, I can't believe you're springing this on me with no warning. And it's like, actually, I'm springing this on you with 2 weeks warning. That's literally what it means. Just learned that someone applied to Great Lakes Coffee pretending to scab, and then as soon as they were hired, joined the strike! That is so funny!
Everyone is motivated by something different. For some folks, it's money. For others, it's a paycheck. For some people are even motivated by cash hitting their bank account. Others do it for the love of getting paid.
Ah, yes, the diversity of motivation. Gorgeous.
I mean, I've always thought about it as money is the primary concern, and then there's really nice if there are other things to it. If you get along with your colleagues and it's a friendly environment, that can be a huge boost for your everyday health and just like the vibe and your enjoyment of the place. But one is not the replacement for the other. I think that's the important thing to remember. It's like a good workplace environment is definitely a good thing, but it's not a replacement for getting underpaid. It's like you should be getting one thing before the other, and ideally both things should work out. I think that's a pretty basic line of logic. Fox News! Planning a 2-week vacation getaway, experts say workers should think again. Tough workplace truths may mean reconsidering those extended vacation plans. You wanna have vacations? Nah. So why do you want to work for our company? Moonis? Really? That's your only motivation? Why does your company hire people? To make a Huh? I mean, yeah, we should be more honest with like why we apply for jobs. I always find it such a weird circus dance when you apply for it. Oh yeah, I am super passionate. My dream since I was a child was to work for this company. I totally didn't find this job ad on LinkedIn 2 weeks ago, and I had no idea you even existed before this, and it sounded okay, and it kind of matches my expertise, but yay. And it's not like I have 10 more interviews this week, and it's not like you have 20 more interviewees coming in after me. It's like with dating. On the first date, you can probably think that, yeah, this person is single, they have probably seen other people in, near time frames, apart from me. But, it's about being polite when you're there, but it's not about expecting too much too soon. It's about finding a good match. And then if things escalate, then you can start like promising back and forth and, things get serious. But, this kind of whole dance, that you should like pretend that something is so much more than it is at the moment. I don't know. I've always found it a little bit cringe.
So apparently job candidates sending a thank you note isn't a thing anymore. Candidates, pro tip, send a thank you note.
This is power trip stuff right here. Employers, pro tip, stop expecting candidates to perform an entire circus for you. You already got an application package that took days or maybe weeks to create, plus interview time. Give them the job or don't. People are busy. What is this? You're recruiting for a company, not going on like a power trip. Can you imagine going on a first date with someone who goes like,
Oh yeah, you should kiss my feeties on the first date to show that you're willing to go the whole mile and sacrifice things for this relationship.
do you think anyone would show up for a second date? Probably not.
Oh yeah, dancers!
The Super Bowl makes millions in ad revenue, but initially said it wouldn't pay hundreds of dancers this year. Performers ask whether getting paid in exposure is worth it. Here's the thing, as someone who works in a creative field where clout and exposure can mean a lot, no, don't pay people in exposure unless it's, a two-way street. For example, if I collaborate with another creator, it's not like we pay each other. It's like, oh yeah, then you technically pay each other in exposure or just because it's fun. But if you work with other people, say for example an artist, you should probably do both. Like, give credit where credit is due, make sure their work is seen, and also pay them. And honestly, most of the time, I've seen people use the argument, oh, I'll pay you in exposure. They don't have enough exposure to justify that payment anyway. If you can't advertise it as much as that money would have bought you in actual ads, it's not enough exposure. It really is that simple. Most people I see using the arguments like, oh, I have 50 followers on Twitter. Can I pay you in exposure? No.
I just offered a candidate $85,000 for a job that had a budget of $130,000. I offered her that because that's what she asked for, and I personally don't have the bandwidth to give lessons on salary negotiation. Here is the lesson. Always ask for the salary you want, deserve, no matter how large you think it might be. You may never know how much money a company has to work with.
But wait a second. You're telling them that you don't have the bandwidth to give them the lesson about this. But instead, you cheat them out of that salary, and then you vent about it on social media and give everyone listening to this the lesson instead of giving it to the person whose life it would actually improve. This is just you venting and wanting to like rack down on someone. This has nothing to do with being, either having too low bandwidth or being morally superior or anything like that. You're just being poopy. But in all honesty, it does have a point though. Not in this way, she's being very poopy about it, but arguing for money is important. I realized that when I started applying for jobs when I was a young wee lad. That was very nice to often have a couple opportunities you can like bounce between each other. And the same thing goes for being a YouTuber. The amount of times, for example, sponsors try to undersell you is staggering. I think I have like maybe 1 out of 10 sponsors that reach out to me that don't like try to grossly undersell it the first thing they do. And sometimes they are really insistent about it. I think the key in life, and this can be difficult, but it's definitely a thing that's worth striving towards, get to the point where you can afford to say no. That is an absolutely amazing thing to have in the back of your head. Surprisingly often, if you have that sort of confidence, you will actually get what you want. And that is a good lesson to learn. But you need that thing in the back of your head that you can afford to walk away. Easier said than done, but it's a very nice point to strive towards. Just shows how shite the money is. Dear David, financial well-being. With the ever-increasing cost of living, rising fuel prices, and soaring energy bills, we recognize as an employer that some of our colleagues may be worried about their finances. Are we all getting a raise? What an amazing company. We understand that financial well-being depends on more than just how much you are paid. Okay, where's this going? It's about feeling secure and in control. Knowing you can pay the bills today, can deal with the unexpected, and are on track towards a healthy financial future. Included with this letter is a practical guide we have put together that's full of handy hints and tips how to manage your money. Can you imagine? Instead of giving people a raise, you hand them like a PowerPoint. How to save at the moon is don't take Frappuccino lattes, stupid millennials. About a year ago, I got let go of my job and decided to hustle making music. This is the second time my ex-boss tried to have me mention him in a media opportunity. Hi, I saw the Instagram post about your blorp appearance. I know you didn't last time, but I'm sure all your friends and colleagues here would love you to mention the journey within our family who gave you the foundations of hard work you're now choosing to become a musician. We are all big fans of your music, and I often play the songs on our Sono to enjoy it because you also get paid for how many streams you get. It would be great if you returned the favor. Ah yes, you know those 50 cents you have gotten from streams from your ex-boss, allegedly. Now you should give them free advertisement. That's such a nasty guilt trip. What are you talking about? If you genuinely enjoyed it, you wouldn't be asking for this. What?
It would be great if you returned the favor. Having more customers in store helps everyone collectively reach objectives. It would be a shame if we missed it by a customer or two. I know I can count on you. Looking forward to next week.
Why do you talk to them like they're still employed? That is absolutely wild. If I had someone reach out to me like this, I would laugh so bad. That would... Please, what are you doing? This is so embarrassing.
I don't care. Period pains are a valid reason to not go to work.
I would say anything that is debilitating to your ability to perform or just feeling like absolute garbage. Yeah, pretty valid reason not go to work. If you post an entry-level job, you can't require any experience. If you require experience, you need to pay more than entry-level pay. I don't know when we got away from this, but you can't require 10 years of experience for 35k and complain, no one wants to work. I had so many ads like this. I remember when I graduated. It was absolutely bonkers. It was like, oh, this is an entry-level position. 5 years of experience, but entry-level. It's not though, is it? Someone seriously left this as my tip today. Pissed is an understatement. I was so excited when I saw $20. $20, but you unfold it and it's actually a print. Don't be fooled, there is something you can have more valuable than money. Have you considered Jesus? Well, Jesus doesn't pay my rent now, does he? An employee asked me for a raise, but I didn't give it to him, so he resigned. I really need him now for a project. How can I get him back? Oh, if there only was a solution. You know, the solution he literally told you, and the same solution you also mentioned in this very short text. If only that solution existed. Oh, it would be a miracle.
Looking for someone to replace some missing shingles. Must be licensed, insured, bonded, 10 years of experience. Multiple references I can call to verify quality of work and willing to take.
$7.25 an hour, firm. Good luck.
I wrote my BF's resignation letter and sent it to my manager so he could print it for me, but I forgot to provide any context.
Letter of resignation.
Can you print this for me, please?
What kind of sick power play is this? Oh my god, that is amazing! I hope it made for a funny story afterwards, but oh my god.
Can I help you?
Yes, I was looking for something that would help me, but all these seem designed to help my boss.
Work your way to happiness, how to be content with less. 100 productivity hacks. Hate your job? Change your mindset. Are you sad at work? Have you tried just not being sad?
The absolute nerve to ask me for a cover letter. You're already on thin ice, dude. I already don't even want this job. Oh, that's a nice way to twist it, yeah.
Is Burnout hoping your COVID test is positive so you can have 5 days off?
Oh, the feels.
Of course young people can afford a home. Just move somewhere cheaper, says Christy. Young people could afford to get the property ladder if they gave up luxuries such as their gym membership and foreign holidays and looked at cheaper areas, according to Christy.
Yeah, when I looked at housing prices, where I come from, it's like, sure, in reasonable areas that are close to, well, literally anything, it's quite expensive, but if you move into a dilapidated cabin in the middle of the woods without internet, electricity, or water, it's pretty affordable. Yee. On her last day, my HR lady printed out an Excel list with everyone's salary on it and left it in the printer tray. Absolute legend. That is so good. Discussing salaries is a really good way of making sure you don't get taken advantage of. I used to do this when I still worked as an engineer with all my friends that I went to uni with. We would like compare salaries and like how it changed when we jumped jobs and that kind of stuff. It was super valuable to have that. Of course, it always varies a little bit depending on your role and like that kind of stuff, but you always get a pretty decent estimate of like the amount of years and the experience and where it should roughly be. Super nice to have. Don't be afraid to talk about that kind of stuff with people that do similar things to you. It is incredibly valuable. The company knows what everyone makes. You should at least have an idea. Otherwise, it's not a fair discussion. Apparently, ending every conversation with my boss with
"Yes, my liege," and a deep bow followed by respectful backward shuffling while avoiding eye contact is considered sarcastic.
I thought we had a lot of respect in this office. Disgusting. How is this supposed to align with team synergy? Worker quits. Are you gonna replace them? That position was important. Company. Lol. No. Is anyone gonna get a raise for picking up their work? No. More workers quit. Damn, everyone is leaving. That's nuts. Why is this? This is so relatable. Oh no.
Mom, Dad, I know what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be just like you. No! Oh God, no! No!
This is just millennials having kids. Oh, yes, indeed. Ah, the future is bright. Hey, sorry, man, but I'm gonna have to call sick today. I think I ate something that fricked up my stomach real good.
Good thing there's a bathroom close to the department. I'll see you at 3.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised they didn't offer like diapers or something if you work at Walmart. It's okay, you can just take a pack of the diapers we have left over in the back and get back to work. Hell yeah. I called my job from jail to tell them why I couldn't make it. They freaking bailed me out and made me come to work. Did they give you like an extra shift as well to like cover the bail cost, or did they just take that? That's pretty wild.
I did it. I asked, why should I work for you in an interview?
Man, that's just, oh, yes indeed, the power fetishes. It is Spirit Week at Sean. Today was Halloween costume day. So instead of red for Ed, a few teachers dressed in their second job uniform keep pushing for a living wage. Oh, that is like so incredibly smart for a dress up. I mean, you already have all the stuff, and it's so sad. Oh my god.
The Onion. There is no faster way to blow a job interview than to express your belief that you have inherent worth as a person and are deserving of basic dignity and respect. Top 10 tips to get a job? Don't have dignity.
Tattoos should actually make you more employable because it shows you can sit in the place for hours while tiny needles are jammed into your skin. And that's what every corporate meeting I've ever been to has felt like.
Or it's like a sleeping pill that could have been done over an email. Yippee. Job application. After weeks of consideration, we have decided to go with another candidate who is better suited to our needs. It was noted during your interviews, you told both our recruiter and the hiring manager that they wasted your time because they were late, and you took time off from work just to hear a lowball offer and we should have posted a salary range in the job description. We told you we do this so people won't apply just for the money. Why are you hiring people then? Just to make new friends? They're probably a cheaper way to make friends. After which you replied, what money?
Oh my god, are they recanting this in the email? They are so salty.
7 proven ways to motivate employees. Number 1, streamline internal communications. Money. 2, make your goals crystal clear. Money. 3, give employees an outlet for feedback. Money. Make employees feel heard. Money. Recognize work achievements. Money. I mean, honestly, recognize work achievements, that would quite literally be like a race, at least long term. Like, fam. Twitter staff has been told to work 84-hour weeks, and managers slept at the office over the weekend as they scrambled to meet Musk's tight deadlines, reports say. Honestly, I've just been sitting eating popcorn for the last week, watching Twitter blow up. It is so freaking entertaining. It is... Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, the mass layoffs and stuff is definitely not that fun in that way, but the way it just projects itself to the public is it's like a weird comedy movie. It's kind of weird. I was playing a scratcher for my lunch break. 100,000 a year for life if you win. My boss came in, asked what I was doing. I told her I'm about to quit my job. Haha, joke. She replied with,
100,000 a year isn't enough to live on.
I asked how much she thought she paid me. She left without a word.
When you think the argument is so smart, even if you win, it's not gonna be enough to live on.
Even though we don't even pay it ourselves, that wasn't really thought through. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, you beautiful bean. I do hope you have an amazing rest of your day because you do deserve it. And I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.